I'll give two examples of the price too low, and then I'll talk about the price too high. All right, so first of all, I mentioned free parking. And a lot of people love free parking because it's free, right? I can park, you can always do it. But this has actually happened to me. I tried to go to the Lincoln Park Zoo on a nice day on a weekend, and it was full. Everybody's thinking the same thing. Everybody's coming out, everybody's driving, and if the price is too low, you're going to find out that you cannot get a spot. And generally speaking, your alternative will be to find someone who charges you, because if you set the price high enough, there will be just enough cars as there are parking spaces. And that's the whole idea of what equilibrium is. If you're looking to park a car, you would love it if your car had a spot. And if everybody's car had a spot, that's where quantity demand equals quantity supply. From the seller's point of view, they could open up a parking lot, they could take your money, and they'd be happy too. But what makes it unhappy for people, especially if you're driving, is if the price is too low and there's all these cars and nowhere to park. You drive around, you waste gas, you go home empty-handed. And so you could reach equilibrium. I don't know what I would do. I'd probably just knock on doors and say, can I park on your lawn? And if somebody said, yes, give me $20, now I've got a spot. And you'd actually see more people, and you do see this around like fairs and events and stuff, where they actually will open up their lawn or their parking lot and say, I'm going to create a parking spot where one did not exist before. And you'll see extra parking spots, but it's going to cost you. All right? And so as the price rises, there's a lot of people saying, you know what, I'm going to take the bus, I'm going to take the train, I'm going to walk. I'm not going to bring my car. There's going to be fewer cars and more spots, and eventually there won't be any free parking. But there will be just enough spots at just the right price to get everybody happy on both sides. All right? The other example is from the other side, and I'll use red for this one. Another disequilibrium condition that I always think of is if you ever see like a sporting event, like a baseball game, where there's a lot of empty seats. Why is the stadium empty? Well, it depends on how the team is doing. But if you have more supply of seats than you have demand for seats, most likely the stadium is charging too much. Right? And now what you could do to eliminate this surplus is to charge less. Instead of like $22 for a ticket, why not give them, sell them for $2? What's going to happen is that not only will there probably be fewer seats, they just won't build the stadiums big, but you're going to have a lot of people that said, this is a lot for a ticket. But if there's some sort of discount, some sort of special, you know what, I'll go to a game. I'm going to attend this event only if it's cheap enough for me. And as the price goes down, you're going to have a lot of people who might not have gone to the game going to the game. And so the surplus is going to eliminate itself from that side too. So anytime you see something that's half empty, or you see something that's just not being used, you can say, like, well, maybe it's just too expensive. If you find the right price, maybe lower it a little bit, you'll wind up at this equilibrium price. And again, you're going to have every seat will be filled. And you'll have just enough people, that's demand, as you do seats in the stadium. Quantity supplied will equal quantity demand. And so you do see a lot of disequilibrium and equilibrium in real life. You do see people unable to buy something they'd like. You do see people unable to sell what they have. And a lot of times it's because the price is wrong.